too low for O'Hare. Plus, I think O'Hare only has jets. They might have turboprops, but not too many of those. It's also probably a good idea when you're getting close to your cars to take your belt off, because the belt buckle can rub up against the paint, but I'm cognizant of it, so I'm being extremely careful. But belt buckles are the enemy of paint, absolute enemy of car paint, so probably best to remove the buckle. So I'm not setting a good example by wearing this belt at the moment. And that is looking shiny. Of course, once the wax job is done, I will be getting some Mother's mag polish for the rims, the torque thrust. I know they're painted rims, but other than the paint, there's aluminum there that can be shined up. And it's kind of, I think it's a kind of like preservative for the metal. And it prevents it from oxidizing, so it's a good idea to put the mag polish on your rims after you've done the waxing job. Or before, whatever your priority is. And I cleaned the rims so they're ready for application of that Mother's mag polish. Maybe I'll make a separate video of it. Want to make sure there's never any dirt on the applicator. They're slippery, so they like to slip out of your hands. Slips out of your hands and falls to the driveway. You could have some problems because the driveway's got all kinds of detritus and little particles that it will pick up. Hence the reason why I moved it to the grass here. The most it's going to pick up is a leaf, and that's a large piece that's easily removed, but you don't want to be picking out little micro stones, microscopic dirt and grit. You don't want that on your applicator, so be forewarned. And I got a little bit on the rubber. That's a bit of a nightmare to try to get wax off of rubber. But you can wipe it off later. They got a broad coverage there. Okay, let's get the wax off of the fender here. Spots I missed. Depending on the lighting, you'll see spots sometimes that you actually missed. As the sun moves in the sky, well, it doesn't really move, it has the Earth orbits the sun and rotates on its axis to be more precise. The changing position of the light will reveal those spots that you miss. So you just want to be cognizant of that. Okay, another passenger jet. It sounds like O'Hare's getting busy again. Maybe that's a sign that we're coming out of this so-called disaster that we have. Probably shouldn't use the word. It'll get censored on YouTube. It's actually not a bad idea to apply wax to your chrome bumpers too. You can actually wax your chrome bumpers. I don't think it hurts it. It's metal. You're just putting carnauba wax on the bumper. If anything, it may help prevent it from oxidizing, so not a bad idea. And this is turning out primo. Let me grab it. Hopefully that gives you a good indication of the shine. There's the roof. And the hood. And we'll position it over here. So the sun is at my back. And I got the phone on a stand, so hopefully it doesn't move. It may adjust itself, it may blow over. It's high winds today, as I indicated. So, here, get this recorder going. This will probably give you a better perspective on the wax as it gets applied, because the sun is at my back, which is the optimal location for shooting film or taking still photographs. So I guess my dad would agree with this move I just made, not so much the other one. And I'm actually seeing some spots I missed around the roof here, on this area here. So I will double back with the microfiber towel and take care of that. I'm sure I'll see more as the light shifts, moves. I'm gonna have to get some new tires for this car. These are old. They've been on this since, I want to say, 2014. Kumos. They're not the greatest. But I was eager to get this car on the road. This car has been off-road since like 1981. And I figured, I'll never get this car on the road if I don't start moving on it. So that's the problem with projects. They fall into disarray because life gets in the way. Families come, divorces happen, and it gets into the way of the project, and then it just sits there, and before you know it, you're old and gray, and you've not driven your car because you never finished the project. So the moral of the story is, keep the pedal to the metal, don't give up on your dreams, and try to finish your projects. Try to realize at least some of your dreams. If having a collected car is one of them, try to make it a reality. We're only going one way in this life. It's a one-way street, and you can't put your car in reverse. You drive one way and you check out the rest of your life in your rearview mirror, I like to say. I'll get this up here. As far as rubber and tires go, it's always a good idea to replace your tires. You should replace them probably every 4 years. Even if there's plenty of tread on the tire ages out. The rubber hardens and then it loses its elasticity and it loses its grip with the road. And when you lose the grip with the road on old, hard, dried rubber, you're asking for trouble. Just ask Paul Walker's estate. I believe that was one of the leading causes amongst numerous causes, driving too fast for conditions being another, as far as I know. But old rubber, that Porsche did not have sufficient grip for the driver to be doing what he was doing. And because of that, that's part of the reason they lost control. Other than driving too fast for conditions, but that's another issue. I believe Porsche got sued as a result of their deaths, and Porsche filed a motion for summary judgment, and I believe the court granted it. So they did not hold Porsche liable for the construction of their vehicle or any alleged defects or misrepresentations. I believe for the Porsche GT, the ad or the advertisement was it's a race car for the road. And the argument being from the plaintiff side is that it was a misrepresentation, that it really wasn't safe. And it did not have race car features that it should have had for people to be driving it the way they did, or they do. And namely, Paul Walker and Rodas. But that didn't hold up in court as far as I know. It might have been appealed and reversed on appeal, I don't know. But I believe the trial court granted Porsche's motion for summary judgment, saying that Porsche was not liable for their deaths. No negligence on the part of Porsche. And summary judgment's a tool that lawyers use, mostly defense lawyers, to file a dismissal, a motion to dismiss the case because there's no genuine issue of a material fact. It's basically looking at the case and saying there's no issue here. This case should be dismissed. I used to be that guy filing those kinds of motions. Every plaintiff's attorney hated me, but now I'm the plaintiff's attorney. Now I'm getting my just dessert, because now I'm a recipient of them from time to time. Makes for an interesting life, I suppose. All right, let's get to the door here. Top of the door, because I did not get that at the top of the fender. This is going to be one hell of a long video. Hopefully I don't run out of battery or memory on my phone. We shall see. If it quits midstream, you'll know why. It'll be one of two reasons. Either A, I ran out of battery, or B, I ran out of memory. The phone's got a lot of memory in it, so it should be good. Should be okay. And this is a special mirror, this bullet mirror that's on these cars. They came originally on the 66 GT350s, including the Hertz cars. One sec there. And they're not all originals. So there's some bullet mirrors like this one, which is not original to the car. But I have the original one. It's got an AX stamping in the mirror. AX, I believe it is. It's a special stamping. Yours has the AX there. That means it's an original mirror. That may not be original to that specific car, but is an original mirror to that era that went on these cars. So That may be something for the Shelby guys to check out. The AX stamping. It may be AX and another letter. I don't recall what it is at the moment. Now, obviously, can't use this mirror for reference because this is not original. I got the original mirror in a box in my little office space in the house because I just don't want to put it on. I'd rather have this one deteriorate while I'm driving, and then there may come the day where I want to put the original on for show. There's the original mirror in mint condition. And after the show, unbolt it and put this plain Jane on. It's a little quirk I have. Some stuff I can tolerate as non-original. Other stuff that's non-original and I don't have it, drives me up the wall. So I've tried to put as many original parts back on the car as I can. Getting close to the end game here. Still lots of wax left in here. It doesn't use a lot of wax. It's pretty amazing. And getting back to the paint on this car, it was done in epoxy primer, and then it was several coats of candy apple red. That was done back in 1994. It's probably before, obviously before we started harping on water-based paint, so not exactly sure what paint was used on it. Whether it was enamel, something along those lines, I don't know. Not a paint expert, so somebody probably will have the answer, whoever sees this video. I'm going to go with another microfiber, a nice clean one here. It's looking very shiny. It's pretty clean into the rockers here. Very thorough in my washing. And this paint has really held up over the years. It's really done its job. But the car's never been out and it didn't get back on the road until, I want to say 2013. 2013 is when I got this car back out on the road. It's been on the road since. Had a lot of fun in this car. A lot of enjoyment. And I'll reposition the camera, get a little closer to the fender. It's at the 53-minute mark. Video's still going. Get this fender and that will be it. I may do a separate one on the wheels. I don't know. And get the GT350H here. As far as these Trans Am lug nuts go, they're nickel plated. Looks like they have a little bit of patina on them. I may put the mag polish on each one individually just to get that patina off. But they look kind of good patina as well. But Cobra Automotive, man, I love their Trans Am the lug nuts that they sell, the Trans Am lug nuts. They are to die for. Just looking at them individually is just a little miniature work of art. If there was ever an automotive museum that previewed car parts, I think they'd be near the top of the list. And they should have an automotive museum that previews rare car parts, in my opinion. Not enough interest these days, so cars are more like appliances that people purchase and throw away. It's not like when I grew up, people loved their cars and they loved the fastest, latest gadget on their cars, fastest speed part. It's a bygone era. Although I do see pockets here and there of young guys with their souped up cars, so they exist. It's just not in the amount that it used to be. But speed freaks, they've always been in a minority anyway, so you do what you like in this life. If it makes you happy, do it, as long as it's legal. Sorry to leave the picture for a moment. I gotta get my microfiber towel. And I got my back to the camera again. I guess I should be looking directly at the camera like this, like an entertainer. As I said before, though, I'm not the star of the show. The car is the star. I'm just an incidental byproduct. And I'm okay with that. Look at that shine. Whew. Look at that shine. That's about it. That pretty much sums it up. Very nice. Well, I will sign off. Very pleased with the result.